Hello, and welcome to Dark Hearts with Stacy Lee. Before we begin, please hit the like button if you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me, and you can also join my Patreon. I'm still here, maybe the last episode, I'm not sure yet, in my little room, my sad little empty room in my new house, waiting for my studio to get built. Jason is on his way home now to build the studio. I'm gonna set up a camera and do a time lapse so you can see the studio come from the ground up. I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this. Most of you have said, you know, we don't care what the background looks like, we just want to hear the stories, and I totally appreciate that. I do miss the all black though, and I'm getting back there. I have for you today an absolutely horrifying story that this is the kind of story that sticks in my head because I have a tendency to focus on the negative. I'm a pessimist by nature. I work really hard to be a positive person. And this is the kind of story that just makes me remember why people suck. This is the story of a beautiful young woman who had a lot of friends, but one of her friends was the devil in disguise. Not only did this man commit an absolutely unthinkable act, he got help from his own mother and his own father in covering it up. This is the story of Jared Chance and the murder of Ashley Young. I'm your host, Stacy Lee. Let's get into it.
Okay, the tarp is laying on the stairs, about the last 3 stairs.
Come on down. Hands on top of your head.
We're gonna call him right into that kitchen. Right?
You want me to... Hands on your head! What's your name? What's your last name? Your Chance? He's not been searched.
He is not?
No.
Okay. Run straight to feet. Putting the seatbelt around you, alright?
You put the seatbelt on when you get it back there, that's fine.
Alright. No, I got S1 in my back.
Just for a sec, we'll get your cuffs off, okay? Alright.
Want me to take them off, the cuffs? Or?
Yeah, you gonna be decent with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Hold on. Hey, Erica. We'll be right with you.
You want me to stay in here?
Can you just stay in here 1 minute while I
Yeah,
move this way?
go ahead.
You gotta stay busy, don't you?
Huh?
You gotta stay busy, don't you?
Pretty much.
Alright, thank you.
Hi, Jared. We appreciate the fact that you came in earlier, and I'm sorry you got turned away.
Yeah, no, I just came in just because I read on Facebook that the last person this person was with was me, so I was just concerned and trying to get some information about it, but my dad just recommended me to just ask for the advice of attorney, and because I don't really know what the hell's going on, so I don't want to sit here and talk about shit that may incriminate me or whatever in any kind of way, because I don't know what's going on. So I just don't want to say nothing right now.
How many earrings do you have? 3. No other piercings anywhere? No. Alright, come on up here, sir. Open up your mouth. Alright. Right over here, first of all. And these screw in or they pull out? Alright, come on over here.
What you just saw is the arrest of a man named Jared Chance. Jared was taken into custody by the Grand Rapids, Michigan police for the murder of Ashley Young, and this murder is beyond grisly. Ashley Young was a 31-year-old Kalamazoo, Michigan native. She worked nights at a bank call center, and during the day she studied language at her local community college. She was saving up and preparing to go to university. Ashley is described as lovable and fun-loving. She liked to have a good time. She was always laughing, and everyone that knew her adored her. Ashley had been in a romantic relationship with a man named Moody Farran for a long time. She was only 24 years old when she got in that relationship, so that's a 7-year relationship. In 2018, Ashley decided that it was time to break things off with her boyfriend. She'd been with him for a very long time. She still had feelings for him. He had feelings for her, but they just decided to go their separate ways. Ashley said that she wanted to have some new experiences. She wanted to date other people, and she just felt like it was time for a change. On November 18th, 2018, Ashley's mother, Christine, helped Ashley pack up her things and move out of the apartment she shared with Moody. Ashley had procured herself a new apartment, but it was still going to be a few days before she could move in. Now, apparently, Ashley was ecstatic about this new apartment. Her mom said it was like 10 Christmases all rolled into one. She was so excited to be out and living on her own. So Christine helped Ashley finish boxing up the last of her things, and then she said goodnight to her daughter, and she did not know that that would be the last time she'd ever see her. 10 days passed. Ashley was still waiting for this new apartment to be ready. She and her mother spoke often during those 10 days. On November 28th, Ashley was supposed to meet her mom at the leasing office for the new apartment, and she was supposed to sign her lease on that day. That was the big day. The evening before they were supposed to meet and sign the lease, Christine got a text from Ashley saying that she was out running errands and she was almost finished. So Christine shows up at the leasing office to sign the new lease, and Ashley is nowhere to be found. Immediately, Ashley's parents knew something was very, very wrong. This was a big day for her. She'd been looking forward to it. She'd been talking about it nonstop. And not only did she not show up, she wasn't picking up her phone. She wasn't answering text messages. Right away, Christine went to Moody, Ashley's boyfriend that she was breaking up with, which is of course where anybody would go first. When Christine arrives at the old apartment and Moody is there, he is just as concerned as Christine is. Moody and Ashley remained friends. It was like an amicable breakup, and Christine could see on his face he was shocked Ashley didn't show up for the appointment, and he was very worried. Moody jumped right in asking, what can I do to help? Do you want me to make phone calls? Do you want me to go to the police? What do you want me to do? If you are not already aware of this, the most dangerous time in a woman's life is when she is breaking up with her domestic partner. More murders occur at that time when the woman is actually leaving, moving out of the house. When it's actually happening, that is the most dangerous time. We had a murder here in Ivins, Utah, the little town where Jody Hildebrandt's house is. The family goes to church with my sister, and the woman was literally physically moving the furniture out, and the husband came out and shot her dead in the driveway. On top of that, as you well know, most people are murdered by someone they know. So Moody had two things going against him. So the cops talked to Moody, and they very quickly verify that he was where he says he was. They can tell he is genuinely concerned. He has an alibi, and they write him off as a suspect. Now, Christine then went straight to social media. She got on Facebook, she got on Instagram. She is posting anywhere and everywhere she can think of to let people know Ashley is missing. And immediately, everyone in the area that knew Ashley, they were concerned. Pretty soon, word had spread through all of Michigan that there was someone missing. Christine was able to get access to Ashley's Facebook account and some of her messages, and she saw that Ashley had been speaking with this man named Jared Chance. Ashley and Jared had been friends about 6 years before this, but as Ashley's relationship with Moody grew, her relationship with Jared fell off. In going through the messages, Christine could see that Ashley was getting closer to Jared. He was really reaching out to her a lot. It looked like over the messages that he was pursuing her. Ashley and Jared are talking more and more often, and then Jared starts asking Ashley for favors. Like, hey, I need a ride. Can you come and pick me up and take me this place? Hey, I need some help with this. Can you run over here and give me help? Ashley always went and helped Jared. She was a good friend to him. And then Christine sees a message where Jared says to Ashley, hey, I want to thank you for all the favors that you've been doing for me. Let me take you for a drink. Now, apparently, Ashley had admitted to a few people that she had feelings for Jared. People don't believe it was much more than a crush. She was just getting out of this relationship with Moody, but she was kind of exploring her options. Later on, it would be discovered that Ashley left a voicemail for one of her friends. She left the voicemail earlier in the day, on the day she disappeared. Ashley said in the voicemail, I know that if he was my boyfriend and he actually was in love with me, I know he would be amazing. I cannot wait to see him on Wednesday. Christine pretty much immediately hit a brick wall with the police, and I find this to be very frustrating. The police said there's no evidence of foul play. She's an adult. She can disappear if she wants. I know there are a lot of people that are reported missing that end up being found. I also know that when you have a mother, an ex-boyfriend, a family telling you, this is somebody I talk to every single day. She had an appointment that was very important to her that she just missed. We can't get a hold of her on the phone. She's not picking up her text messages. She's not answering anything. That's a little different than, hey, my flighty brother-in-law that disappears all the time has disappeared for the 15th time. So with very little police help, Christine took matters into her own hands. The first thing she did was call Jared Chance. And Jared said, oh, yes, I did see Ashley on the night she disappeared. Jared lived about 50 miles away from Christine. He was in Grand Rapids. He tells Christine that Ashley had come to Grand Rapids and they had gone to Mulligan's pub together. He says, we had some drinks. I wanted to thank her for doing some favors for me, and then we went our separate ways. Well, Christine and Ashley's stepmother, a woman named Dana Nelson, were not taking this as a full answer. I just want to stop and say I love that. I love it when step-parents are friends and work together for the betterment of the family and the kids. I think you're very fortunate. Apparently, Dana Nelson had been Ashley's stepmother for a really long time, and they were very close. So Christine and Dana team up and they drive to Grand Rapids. They got there in the late morning of November 30th, 2018. So this was less than 48 hours after Ashley disappeared. The two moms walked into Mulligan's pub. They talked to the manager. They said, here's the deal. Our daughter, Ashley, was here and now she's disappeared. Can we see the surveillance footage? So the bar manager pulls the surveillance footage and there she is on tape. Ashley is having a drink with Jared. She's walking around. She's talking to people. She's laughing. She's having a good time. She's just being Ashley. As Dana and Christine watch the videotape, they realize that there's no footage of Jared and Ashley leaving the bar. I'm just going to be honest with you, something I know about the bar industry because of all the time I've spent performing in bars. A lot of bars don't have cameras on the outside of the bar for a very good reason. That reason is called cover your ass. If they have cameras in front, there's more chance that they're going to catch somebody getting into their car after they've been overserved, and more chance that the bar will be found liable. So sometimes they don't put cameras in the parking lots because they don't want to know what's going on in the parking lots. But Christine and Dana are not deterred. They get back in the car and they just start driving around Grand Rapids. They're going to streams. They walk the railroad tracks. They're looking in ponds. And that touched me and broke my heart because I know I would do the exact same thing. If somebody I loved went missing, I would literally not be able to go home. I would just be driving around aimlessly looking for them. And that's what they did. Christine then decides she's going to call Jared again. Well, this time when she talks to Jared, Jared tells her that he saw Ashley with a man named Demetrius Taylor. That's interesting. Why didn't Jared say that the first time? So Christine and Dana track Demetrius down. Demetrius is like, not only did I not see Ashley, I don't even know who Ashley is. Worse yet, Demetrius pulls out his phone and shows Christine and Dana that he just got text messages from Jared asking him to lie to them, telling them that he had been with Ashley. Now, if that isn't red flags all over the place, I don't know what is. Christine and Dana are not messing around. They drive straight to Jared's apartment. They pull up expecting to go and confront Jared, but instead they see that the apartment complex is swarming with cops. A man named Mario Nelson, no relation to Dana Nelson, is leaving his apartment. These apartments are on Franklin Street in Grand Rapids. As he walks outside of the apartment with his girlfriend, they notice a really bad smell. So Mario decides to go down into the basement of the apartment building and get his cat. He said he figured there were dead mice in the walls, which is part of the reason he kept the cat. So he's going to go downstairs and get the cat. As he walks down the stairs, this is what he sees. It is a black trash bag in a cardboard box that smells terrible and has blood all over it. Mario calls the police.
She's not missing, let's be clear about that. That's what the lady said. Yes, I know. It sounds like there's a lot of drama going on, so we don't want to jump to any conclusions. We just want to make sure it's... Right. Yes. Yes, there's... Yeah, the mom is looking for her because she is willingly hanging out. She shouldn't be hanging out with. And so... Okay. Where are we going? Oh. Shared basement? Alright. You can see some skin in there. So let's everybody back out.
So the police arrive at the apartment complex. They go down and see what Mario has seen, and they're like, oh, we need backup. So they call for backup, and just as the other cops are getting there, and the parking lot is filling up with cop cars, that's when Christine and Dana pull up. There is some additional body cam footage that I cannot show you. It is too graphic. Once the CSI unit is there and there are more officers at the scene, they decide to open the bag. In the dark, damp, unlit basement under the apartments, police find a bloody torso missing its arms, legs, and head. Detective John Purley would later say, I remember thinking, who are we dealing with here? What kind of an animal does this to a person? So now with Christine and Dana at the scene, obviously they want to talk to the police officers. And they go up to one of the officers and they say, we're here looking for a missing person. And the person that we think was last with her lives in this apartment complex. So the cops are like, oh. So this officer goes and speaks with some other officers and tells them, these women are here looking for a missing woman, and we've just found the torso of a woman under the stairs. They think the guy that was last with their daughter lives here. Down in the basement, the CSI team is combing through the discovery. With the additional information given to them about Jared Chance, they obtain permission to enter his residence. There, on the second level kitchen floor, they find a large brown stain. And they also notice that the shower curtain in the bathroom is missing. Police continue to tear Jared's apartment apart. Part of a search involves, pulling the air vents off. So they pull the air vent off on one of the air returns, and inside they see spent shell casings. They find 2 .22 caliber spent shells in that air vent. Then on the stairwell going to the apartment, they find another cardboard box with a bag in it. Inside that bag are 2 human legs without their feet and 2 human arms without hands. For many of these officers, they said it was the most grisly thing they had ever seen. The CSI team gets inside Jared's apartment and they start looking for blood. They find it everywhere. Someone had tried to clean up the blood, but in doing so, they'd only managed to spread it everywhere. We all know you can't get rid of blood anymore. Now, while this investigation is taking place, Jared Chance is obviously out of his apartment. And at some point in time, he shows up at the police department and wants to talk to the police, but he ends up just hiring a lawyer and then leaving. Later on, he would be arrested in that clip you saw at the beginning of the episode. So police go to Mulligan's and they want to see the same footage that Christine and Dana have already seen. They watch that, and then they go to the surrounding businesses that do have outdoor cameras, and they're able to get footage from those businesses. On one of the cameras from a nearby business, they see Jared leaving the bar, and Ashley is steps behind him. So he lied. They left together. Then the police gather surveillance footage from around Jared's apartment. He lives in kind of a commercial area, and so there were several businesses around the apartment that had cameras. Cops see Jared on surveillance multiple times. He is seen buying ammonia and alcohol, chemicals he used to try and clean up the crime scene. Then they see Jared going to a third location where he leaves an orange plastic bag outside the trash bin before going into that store to buy more ammonia and also some beer. Inside that orange trash bag, they find Ashley's purse. I just want to stop for a second. Is this the dumbest criminal that we've talked about in a while? I think yes. Has he never seen a single true crime show or forensics episode? I'm sorry, this guy seems like a complete and utter moron. Like I said, you can't get rid of blood evidence. Any simpleton knows that. And he dismembers this woman and leaves the dismembered body parts in his house, his own house. Police then gather more surveillance from around the apartment, and on one of the tapes, they see Jared throwing items into a garbage can outside a nearby store. Then he's seen throwing things into a dumpster near another store. The blood from Jared's apartment is taken into evidence and tested, and it belongs to Ashley Young. Later on, it would be revealed that the CSI team actually found pieces of human flesh in Jared's kitchen and his bathroom. Ashley's head, her hands, and her feet have never been discovered. We're going to talk about that. Technicians would later examine Jared's car. It was a Honda CR-V, and inside that car were empty ammonia bottles, latex gloves, and blood-stained pieces of paper. The cops then get a warrant for Jared's parents' house. There was some chatter about him being really close with his parents. There were also some neighbors that came forward and said they had seen his parents at his apartment. At Jared's parents' house, police find a reciprocating saw. We call him a sawzall. The sawzall is hidden under a couch at his parents' house. Not buried in the backyard, not secreted away in a bin in the garage, just under the couch. This is the point where we need to talk about Jared Chance's parents. This is James Chance and this is Barbara Chance. James, he's just a retired cop. No big deal. Police bring James and Barbara in for interviews. During the interview, both James and Barbara lie to the police, and the police know they're lying. It quickly becomes evident that James and Barbara are involved in helping their son cover up this murder. These two people, these two parents, knew that their son had murdered this lovely young woman, and they helped him clean up the mess. I've said this before, one murderer is horrible and shocking, but it is always so much more disturbing to me when I find out that there are other people willing to participate in such a terrible act. The police take the position that once Jared's parents found out he had killed someone, they jumped into action and helped him as much as they could with the cleanup and getting rid of the actual body parts. So the police start pulling video from all over the area, and here they find Jared's parents carrying a bag that they put in a dumpster. Really stop and think about that for a second. You've got a kid. I know it's your kid and I know you love them. You're gonna dump body parts in a bin for your kid? You are only gonna make things so much worse. If you love your kid, you tell them, own up to what you did. Try to make it easier on yourself. It is astonishing to me that two people would be willing to cover up a murder, a grisly murder, and then assist their own child in getting rid of dismembered body parts. I guess I wouldn't be very good in the mafia because I'm not doing that. James Chance retired from the police force a lifetime ago. He retired clear back in 1989. He must have been quite young when he retired. He was a cop in Rock Island, Illinois. The prosecutors and Ashley's family firmly believe that James, with his knowledge of police work, is the one that told his son, cut off the feet, cut off the hands, cut off the head, because those are the things that are most used in identifying someone. So think about how disgusting that is. The guy's giving his son like murder advice, and not in a Dexter, we only kill bad people kind of way. Ashley's uncle Ken Young told some reporters, quote, "A detective knows what body parts you have to solve the crime, and all of a sudden those parts are missing, never been recovered. Their son is too stupid to know that." We are definitely in agreement on that one, Mr. Young. Oh, and by the way, Ken Young is also a cop who says that James is a disgrace to all police officers, and I agree with that as well. Later on, James will be charged with accessory after the fact, and Barbara will be charged with the same thing, plus perjury. Barbara gets 45 days in jail. That does not seem like enough to me. And James gets 30 days in jail and a year probation. He will be under house arrest during his probationary period. They both also got fines and have to pay court fees, things like that. But let's get back to Jared. As the cops look into Jared, they find about what you would expect. This guy is prone to violence. He's prone to outbursts and kind of unstable behavior. On top of that, he can't hold down a job. He walks off the job, he gets mad and has a little hissy fit, he gets fired. The guy is chronically unemployed. So the cops start reading through his text messages. I read a couple of them. They read like a 13-year-old boy that's trying to be cool. This guy is not cool. The one thing that the police cannot seem to grasp is why. Why did this happen? Why did Jared Chance kill this young woman? He and Ashley were obviously just getting to know each other. It seemed like Ashley liked him. Why would he do this? On top of that, he's obviously kind of a parasite, and he's getting what he wants from Ashley. She's doing all these favors for him. The only theory that they can come up with that really makes any sense at all is that maybe Jared made a sexual advance towards Ashley and she rebuffed him. But then that also, I don't know, she's leaving voicemails on her friends' phones saying, I really like this guy and, maybe he's going to be my boyfriend. Now, that doesn't mean she wants to have sex with him right away. I understand that. Jared is put on trial, and throughout the entire thing, he shows zero emotion. Not a tear, not a frown, not a worried look. He's a stone cold psycho. As you can see here in the courtroom, Ashley had an army of support, all of them wearing Justice for Ashley shirts. Christine and Dana have been a force of nature on this case, going on TV, keeping the story alive, demanding justice, and it has all been heartbreaking to watch. Jared Chance gets sentenced in September of 2019. The sentencing guidelines recommended a minimum of 22 years and a maximum of 75. Well, the judge was not interested in the guidelines. The judge said, it was clearly a senseless killing and mutilation. The guidelines do not take into account the level of brutality involved and your lack of compassion and remorse. You, sir, are a very evil individual. You are clearly a monster without a conscience. Could not agree more. The judge then sentenced Jared Chance to between 100 and 200 years in prison. Jared appealed. The court upheld the decision. Jared Young will never get out of prison, thank heavens. I found this really uncomfortable clip of a reporter trying to interview Jared in prison. It's not great. There's these long pauses, but it's pretty telling.
I really can't say much, but I don't even really know what to say.
Well, what happened to Ashley Young?
I can't even talk about it.
You can't talk about it because you're so emotional, or?
I just can't, well, that too, but, yeah, I don't know.
Jared, can I play you something? I spoke with Ashley Young's mom last night.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to, this is what she had to say. Can you see it?
Because I want to bring my daughter home. They know, the parents know something. There are people out there that know something. I just want my baby. I want her to come home. Please. I need help finding her. I need help finding her. I do. I really do. I want her home. Ashley no longer has a voice, and I have to be her voice.
That was Ashley's mom last night. She just wants to bring the rest of her baby home. There are pieces of her that are missing. Where is she? Her daughter is gone. Can you just give her some kind of peace and just tell her where she
I'd
is.
love to give her some kind of peace. I really would. But I don't even. I don't know what to do here. This situation is. I don't know what to do. So.
What
I don't know what to say or do.
What happened? You were friends with Ashley. She seemed like a lovely girl,
Yeah.
a bright girl.
She was, yeah. I don't know.
What went wrong? Were there drugs
Nothing.
involved? Well, something went wrong because her body was found in pieces. So unless you planned to chop her up, then something went wrong.
Oh, man.
You can't bring
I don't know what to do.
You can't bring Ashley back, but you can give her mother some peace. She wants to lay her daughter to rest. And
I want to give her that too. But
Well, do it. Why, what did you tell your parents about this? Your dad said he turned you into the police. Did he turn you into police?
I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I'm sorry, Ashley, Mom. I apologize. I can't do this right now.
Do you have anything else to say to Ashley's mom? I found Jared James Chance very easily in a search of the Michigan Department of Corrections, all 5'10", 150 pounds of him. He was born in 1989, so he's currently 35 years old. This photo was taken just weeks ago on May 27th, 2024. There's also a list of Jared's tattoos. Maybe this is TMI for a lot of you, but I find this stuff fascinating. He's got like every cliche tattoo known to man. He's got one tattoo of Al Capone, and he's got a Virgin Mary. He's got the face of Jesus. He's got a tattoo across his abdomen that says James and Tori forever. Oof, whoever Tori is, I'm sure she's grateful to be alive. Then he's just got a whole shit ton of unironically bad tattoos. Two hands holding guns pointed at each other. Scarface. The anarchy symbol. The word loyalty. That guy is a doof and a walking contradiction. He's none of those things. I am just very, very glad that he's locked up, and I'm glad he will never get out. And I wonder, I have to wonder, is this the first time he's done this? To me, it would seem so, because the guy is so stupid. He made every blunder he could possibly make. I have a very hard time believing he would be capable of covering up a crime. I want to send love from our community to Ashley's family. None of us, most of us, I should say, do not know what you're going through. I cannot imagine the heartbreak of knowing that your child was murdered, and murdered in such a way by someone that really wasn't even a part of her life. I'm so sorry for your loss, and I'm so sorry that you have had to sit and listen to the gruesome details of this story. So just sending them lots of love and good vibes. If you pray and you want to pray for Ashley's family, I just hope that they're doing as well as they can under these terrible circumstances. Thank you for joining me today on Dark Hearts with Stacy Lee. Hit that like button if you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me, and you can also join my Patreon. For a few dollars a month, you help me keep the videos coming, and you can also join our fundraiser. This is the thumbnail on my channel that will take you to the video that explains everything we are doing to raise money to help solve cold cases. You can also check out my podcasts. I have two. This is Dining with Death. It is an archival series. It is the audio from the video episodes that were posted on Dining with with Death. That's the name of the channel before I rebranded. And this is the current podcast, Dark Hearts with Stacy Lee. I post new episodes every Monday and every Wednesday, and they are all re-recorded. The audio is pristine. I sure appreciate you sticking with me through this time without a studio. You guys are the best. I'm really, really grateful for each and every one of you. Stay safe and be kind to each other, and I will see you next time on Dark Hearts with Stacy Lee. Bye.